The presumed rationale for these interventions is to promote attention and self-regulation, both of which are crucial for helping manage stress and for improvement in brain function. The impacts of these practices can be witnessed on students' affective state, their behavioral responses in the classroom and academic accomplishments. Another great benefit of mindfulness interventions is the improvement of the emotional state of learners. The schools that have implemented the practice of mindfulness have reported a decrease in learners' anxiety and stress. The literature review will focus on the efficacy of mindfulness interventions in students and their effects on the emotional health and performance of students where such interventions have been implemented. It will look at the ways in which mindfulness enhances students' self-control, conduct within the classroom, and learning capacity, thus helping to create a better teaching and learning environment and its impact on academic performance. The review will also look at the barriers to adopting mindfulness in classrooms among teachers, including time constraints, students' diversity, among others, and lack of enough training and resources among teachers. The disparity in the results indicates a possibility that mindfulness applications may be best implemented as a student-specific intervention and supported by other behavioral interventions. A study done qualitatively in urban schools found out that teachers who had been trained in mindfulness techniques were more effective in implementing these practices in behavior management than other teachers without such training, thereby demonstrating higher levels of success. Teachers have to find ways to implement mindfulness sessions into classroom practice while minimizing the amount of time lost to essential academic disciplines. In a survey conducted by the National Education Association in 2023, 64% of teachers complained that it is difficult for them to incorporate.
The latter acknowledges the necessity of fostering cross-cultural communication and comprehension, as well as the acknowledgement of internationally contextualized ideologies. Multicultural beliefs have emerged through racial discrimination challenges. Moreover, research shows that multicultural education has been partially successful in ensuring Black and minority groups' rights and freedoms in education. In the new global economy, racism has become a central issue. In the UK, students and teachers experience racism as part of their everyday lives. However, contemporary social movements like Black Lives Matter (BLM) emphasize how we are still far from eliminating racial injustice and the unjust privilege that whiteness gives. The purpose of the research presented here is to study racial inequality and examine multicultural, anti-racist education strategies in UK secondary schools. It is without a doubt that for decades and centuries learning a new language was part of self-development, and that is why many academic institutions initiated different languages as part of the curriculum, even though learning a language is frequently considered a means of fostering intellectual development and a wider awareness of other cultures. Resources like the ambassador interpreter may make it easier for people to function in multilingual settings. The use of translanguaging techniques is a valuable factor that promotes the usage of a student's whole language toolkit within and out of the classroom. Multilinguals tend to intuitively connect their existing knowledge and new information when learning a new language. Therefore, translanguaging can support English language learners' innovative learning, improve comprehension of challenging course material, and encourage diversity among students.
The civil dialogue initiated by the Commission in the 1990s was a first attempt by the EU to give the institutions of society, and not only governments and businesses, a voice at the policy-making tables in Brussels. The EU, like other international institutions, has a long way to go in trying to accommodate the frequently divergent interests of non-governmental organizations and citizen groups. There is increasing recognition that international and national governments have to open up to civil society institutions. In search of lessons to apply in our own careers, we often try to emulate what effective leaders do. Roger Martin says this focus is misplaced, because moves that work in one context may make little sense in another. A more productive, though more difficult, approach is to look at how such leaders think. After extensive interviews with more than 50 of them, the author discovered that most are integrative thinkers, that is, they can hold in their heads two opposing ideas at once and then come up with a new idea that contains elements of each but is superior to both. An exotic type of diamond may have come to Earth from outer space, scientists say, that called carbonado or black diamonds. The mysterious stones are found in Brazil and the Central African Republic. They are unusual for being the color of charcoal and full of frothy bubbles.